Good to go, Frank.
Once we got to the 1 year anniversary that they were going to, change it.
You really trying to page now?
Good to go, Frank.
Yeah.
Frank, if we could just start with the injuries, we saw what the update was. First of all, do you know anything more about Wayne's hamstring and if there were the chance that he could have played, or is it precautionary or something?
Yeah, he probably could have played. He just had some tightness in shoot around this morning. There was a little bit of a concern, and with it being preseason, it's settled around.
And Frank, you talked about the difficulty establishing cohesion just with so many new players. Now with these injuries starting to mount up, how are you looking at that all together as the regular season comes fast?
Yeah, we still got plenty of guys that still need to learn each other. In particular, Russ Braun and AD being out there together, getting some real minutes. I think that's the most valuable thing about tonight is working through some of that newness to each other. So not really worried about the guys that are out.
Got it. And then for tonight, how do you anticipate starting alongside your three that you mentioned? What do you want to see out of that group?
Yeah, we're gonna start Russell, Bays, LeBron, Melo, and AD. And see what that group looks like.
Dan. Sure. Is sort of the idea to maybe get one look with AD at the 5, and maybe in Sacramento get another look with him at the 4? Is that sort of the plan with as you try to figure out how to maximize these 2 opportunities with those 3 guys together?
Maybe, but not necessarily. We're holding DeAndre out tonight. Just to give him one of these games off. He's playing every game. It's something we may do on Thursday, but make that decision then. If we like what this looks like, maybe we stick with this, but we won't make that decision until Thursday.
Frank, a big picture question. What's your expectation of how long the process will be for Russ and AD and LeBron to be the best versions of themselves together as a unit?
Well, it could take all year, to really be at our best. And ideally that's when we are at our best going into the playoffs. But we have the mindset to hit the ground running, and come out of the gates really strong with things clicking as best as we can. We got a week to continue to look at that. We've had some really good bursts in practice. We'll see what they look like together on the floor tonight. But it's reasonable to think that there's going to be some bumpy nights early in the season. But we had that expectation coming in 2 years ago, and we jumped out of the gates pretty strong. So that's what we're hoping for.
Hey Frank, how's it going?
Hi, Ramona.
Good to see you. What's the hardest part of just you said establishing that newness working through? Is it on the offensive side where people need to learn each other, or is it defensively? Because that's really been your identity when you guys are rolling.
Yeah, I think it's a tie. Both sides need that time. Cohesion. I always feel like with new teammates, the hardest thing to establish is that communication and transition defense. When you have a speed break coming at you and you're trying to talk teammates out. Obviously players will always talk about the pass and catch and how we want to get the ball delivered and whatnot. But I think both ends of the ball are going to need some time.
When you guys have spoken about kind of practices, it's largely been really positive. I think everybody's been pretty encouraged, and that's partly why no one has overreacted to the exhibition schedule so far. But I guess what's been the things that you're seeing in those closed sessions that we haven't really seen maybe as much? Is it simply those 3 guys together, or have there been other things that have really stuck out to you?
Ball's going to the basket more. I just think those 3 guys together, there's been a lot of just sequences where, put a lot of pressure on the paint. We haven't done that well enough. The drives, with the cuts, with the rolls to the baskets, crashes, like all those types of things over the court. But that's probably the biggest thing that, the pressure that all those guys are putting on the paint.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.